This week in the world of news from books, beards, and brews. All right. As always, I am Bob of Tells by Bob.
I'm the ass of the podcast, Derek.
I'm creative consultant Tanya.
This is take 2 because this has been the week of bullshit when it comes to technology.
Beep, beep, beep. Technical difficulties.
Everything that could go wrong in the most dumb ways possible has gone wrong this week.
Well, I mean, at least it matches us that way.
Honestly, that was my actual week. Not just like technology week, but it's just...
week.
My whole ass week was just...
Like
I was just in a fog all week, and
so
it was over.
Monday I'm doing 100 days, like a 100-day challenge of like working out every day, making sure I write every day, no drinking, eating better, a whole bunch of stuff like that. And so I was just like, on that Monday, I was like, I think I snapped you, Monday just been a good day. Like a couple things actually went my way for once.
It was a pretty good day.
Same thing for you.
Yeah.
Like I was like, man, I feel like our luck has turned. And then like 2 hours later, she snaps me as like, boom! I just got hit with this bill from out of nowhere that I was not anticipating. I thought
a substantial bill.
Yeah, I was like. And so it's like that's every time I get a good snap from her, I get like 2 or 3 good snaps, and then there'll just be some bullshit. And that's been her all week.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, I handled a bunch of adult things. It was stressful, paying bills, doing all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm going to treat myself to an ice cream. Go to McDonald's. Of course the ice cream machine doesn't fucking work. Why would it? So I go across like a couple blocks around. I'm just going to go to Dairy Queen. They're paving that road and I couldn't get to Dairy Queen. Like, fuck me.
Yeah.
It was just...
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Tuesday,
you got sushi.
I did.
So.
I did get sushi on Tuesday.
So again,
Great,
a good thing she got sushi. The bad thing is with Derek. Oh,
wow!
Savage.
I didn't say that.
Savage. I wish I
get out of my house.
I wish I had been there because that calamari looked real good.
It was tasty. I only bought it so I could snap it and rub it in your face.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
Fairly accurate.
Yeah, like I looked at Derek, like I should get this
like,
calamari and send pictures to Bob.
Yeah, they look like they're just really good.
It is tasty.
It's
You
good.
had it. That's the one I ordered.
Yes,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I had some.
Yeah, it's
All
tasty.
right. So
Okay.
anyway, so we haven't tried anything new on the podcast in a while.
Beverage wise.
So we've got some Rittenhouse Rye. And as I said earlier, I'm not drinking for 100 days. But I've already had this.
Don't worry, boo. I got you.
Yeah. I've already had this. They carry this at Crew. And so I've had it there. But it's a Heaven Hills Distillery brand rye whiskey. So you two, give it a try.
It smell good.
It smells like liquor.
Derek?
I'm not. It's okay. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to be all about it. But
no.
Derek, I could see Derek potentially.
I like it.
Okay. How does it compare? Do you like the Templeton Rye more?
It's been so long since I've had Templeton Rye. Oh no, I guess I'll just have to buy some Templeton Rye sometime.
I'll say this is cheaper than the Templeton Rye.
Really?
Yeah. By a decent amount. So
I don't know. I like it.
Okay, good. Speaking of rye, this headline is a rye wit. So, I read an interesting article where a guy was basically saying potentially rye whiskey is heading in the direction that craft beer headed. And what he meant by that was craft beer has blown the fuck up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's everywhere now. But it wasn't a generation ago.
Right.
But basically what we have now is a generation that has come of age where craft beer has always been a thing, pretty much as long as it was on their radar, they can remember it. And so that's partly why it's blown up so much, is it's part of the culture.
Kind of the expectation is you're going to go and you're going to be able to pick more than just 4 beers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, if anything, I'm almost annoyed by how many choices I have.
I get decision paralysis.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
hence why it took me until I was 30 to graduate college.
Same. High five. Yay.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So, in the mid-90s, they only sold 16,000 cases of rye whiskey a year, which is fuck all.
That's so low.
Yeah.
That's the
Fuck
whole.
all,
That's
really.
the whole country.
Whole country.
16,000 cases
A year, yeah. But
was
now,
That's nothing.
last year they sold over 1 million cases. All right. So what they're thinking is now, because of stuff like, they specifically mentioned this Rittenhouse rye, because of stuff like that, it's become part of the culture now. So they're thinking in about 5 years, we're gonna have a generation come of age that rye whiskey's always been a thing.
Yeah.
Like a popular thing.
Yeah.
So they're thinking we might wind up with a shortage, maybe, which I don't think will run out. It's not gonna be like the Japanese whiskey. I think it's just going to drive the prices up.
Yeah, I think, and I don't even, because like it couldn't be as bad as the Japanese ones, because Japanese they were also winning awards and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
unless all of the rye just started winning a whole bunch of shit, it wouldn't escalate the shortage that much.
Yeah, and there's also, you got to think, this is like, there's so many companies that make ryes, you know? But they were also saying, interestingly, like rye whiskey, American rye whiskeys don't sell in Europe. They sell like fuck all, because if people buy American whiskey in Europe, they want it to be bourbon.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
I mean, let's be real. If I want to buy whiskey, I want it to be bourbon also.
Yeah,
So.
I was about to say, if it was bourbon.
I want it to be dark in color and get me drunk, is really what I look for in whiskey.
Here's the thing. Rye has a specific flavor profile.
It does.
And generally, I think bourbon is just more user-friendly.
It's smoother.
I kind of view rye as I view scotch. Like, rye seems more of an acquired taste than necessarily whiskey. It's a little harsher.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's more of a bite to it.
Yeah. And I just like it smooth. I'm a smooth operator.
Yeah, I like the bite when I want the bite kind of thing. So, like, when I'm in the mood for it, I love rye. Okay. But most of the time, I'm not going to be in the mood for rye.
Yeah.
I'm going to be, just give me a nice, like, why do I always blank on this?
Give me some Clyde Mays.
Woodford Reserve.
Yeah. All right. Follow-up bit of news. This headline is, "A beardless again Christian."
Your headlines are...
Y'all brought this on yourselves.
No, but, like, that one's not, like... I expect more from
a born-again Christian, a beardless again. All right, so anyway.
I mean, that's a stretch even for you, man.
Well, that's part of my 100-day challenge. I want to do stretches every day.
Yikes.
Oh,
stretching my patience.
So, and I've been succeeding. All right, so we did the news bit about the Atlantic City firefighter who sued the department to keep his beard.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's born-again Christian.
Yeah.
Well, the judge denied
womp womp.
that. And they said... basically, their reasoning was the police, the firefighter force used to be 260 people. It's down in like the high 100s now, and they were saying like because of the reduction in force, there is a chance he would have to go into fires.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, couldn't he just like keep a Norelco in his fire bag, and when he's going, just
they ain't got time for that.
While he's in the truck traveling someplace, can't you just like shave the hole for the beard, the mask to go? That way he's got like
I
fucking
appreciate the effort.
What if
goatee?
What if the battery's not charged or something? You know.
So I guess.
Yeah. So they actually apparently they looked in to see if they could find a mask that would work, and they do make masks that work with beards, but they're not like by New Jersey state law. Yeah. The firefighters have to use this type of mask, and there's not this type of mask that has that. So Big Razor strikes again.
I was gonna say, are we convinced that this is or isn't Big Razor? Because this doesn't feel like Big Razor. At first I thought it was, but there's an actual reasoning behind
Big
it.
Razor,
well, no, Big Razor
is the one that instituted
the law.
Yeah,
the law. Like they could tweak the law to allow maybe another type of face mask. And Big Razor lobbyists clearly have nixed that. All right, so we just had April 1st.
Yeah, April Fool's Day.
Yeah, so this headline is April follicles. I don't know. That was a stretch. Even
These are so bad.
Weak, Bob.
So Representative John Lewis, who is a low-key kind of hero of mine. When I was in college, at Troy, they had a thing where he visited the college, and they got us all to read his autobiography, and it was really good. But so he made an April Fool's announcement on Monday saying that he plans to grow a beard to avoid being mistaken for Representative Elijah Cummings. The statement noted that the announcement comes after, and I quote, years of baldest press reports that have confused the two famously clean-shaven African-American members of Congress. I guess being mistaken does have its advantages, though, Lewis added. Elijah's younger than me, so I guess being mistaken for him is kind of a compliment. Maybe one day when I have a schedule conflict, I'll see if he wouldn't mind sitting in on a hearing for me. I think anyone would notice. And if you look at them, they are two older black men with shaved heads and like clean, completely like shaved head, no beard or anything. And I can see that they kind of favor. So, yeah.
I think like Elijah Wood and Daniel Radcliffe or whatever his name is, Harry Potter and Frodo Baggins, they should set up something similar.
I bet you that I wouldn't be surprised if they have.
But we just don't know because no one can tell the two apart.
Yeah, pretty
much. How
much.
can you not tell the two apart?
They're identical.
I get confused a lot.
I want to see a movie where Elijah Wood plays Daniel Radcliffe and Daniel Radcliffe plays Elijah Wood.
Face Off 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I just want them to play each other in a movie and have everybody go, the fuck?
Yeah.
They're playing themselves. Yeah, it'd be great.
All right, so this bit of news is sad. So Vonda McIntyre passed away.
Well.
She might not be on a lot of people's radar, but maybe she should be. So she's considered a leader of Seattle's science fiction community who made her mark with Star Trek novels mostly, but she also did the Clarion West Writers Workshop. She was 70 years old. She was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer 8 weeks ago, but she managed to complete her final novel, Curve of the World, less than 2 weeks before she died.
Wow.
So she won her first Nebula in 1973 for the novelette of Mist and Grass and Sand.
Her first.
Yeah. So that story was incorporated into her 1978 novel, Dream Snake, which I just love that name. Dream Snake? Fuck yeah. Which won a Hugo Award as well as another Nebula.
Nice.
The Moon and the Sun earned McIntyre her third Nebula in 1998. So, I mean, that's a big gap in time. Like, 20 years between. So, like,
books,
clearly she kept the career going. A movie based on that novel called The King's Daughter was filmed in 2014 and is awaiting theatrical release. I looked into that. Like, it was filmed in It is done. It is done. They spent $40 million making this movie.
5 years later, it's not out?
And it's not out. They haven't released it. I couldn't find any reason why.
Huh. Odd.
Yeah. So here's my favorite thing. So having been asked to speak on a panel about sci-fi on TV and realizing that it was likely to include another tired tirade about how awful it was, she planned ahead. During the panel, she said, "Wait a minute, I can't believe this. Haven't you people been watching the Starfarers miniseries?" McIntyre said her detailed description left the audience convinced that they'd missed a badly scheduled and unadvertised miniseries. But the story underlying the non-existent show was so good that she decided to make it real another way, and she wrote 4 novels based on the concept.
That is the
awesome.
best story.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Amazing.
So she was trolling people and turned it into profit. I love it. That's the dream.
What a classy lady.
Yeah.
Trolling for profit. I love it.
So this bit of news is a bit larger because the headline of it is Hugo It.
That's
okay,
better.
that's acceptable because we're talking about the finalists for the Hugos.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we're not going to talk about all the categories. We're going to talk about the ones that are relevant to us. Best Novel. The Calculating Stars by Mary Robinette Quall. Record of a Spaceborne Few by Becky Chambers. Revenant Gun by Yoon Ha Lee. Space Opera by Catherine M. Valenti. Spinning Silver by Naomi Novak. And Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhorse.
I have 2 of those.
Yeah, I need to get Spinning Silver. And I kind of want to read Trail of Lightning. All right, so the one that most interests me is Revenant Gun by Yoon Ha Lee. Derek, I found the next book you need to read.
Cool, because I'm kind of struggling.
All right, it's sci-fi.
Right. Okay.
It's part of a trilogy. The Revenant Gun is the 3rd book in this trilogy.
The first one
is called The Nine Fox Gambit.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard really good things about that.
Okay. So, it got nominated for a Hugo and a Nebula.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about that.
So, it is sci-fi, one of the most unique, awesome, cool premises I've ever read sci-fi. But Derek, I think you're going to fall in love with the prose. I think the prose is what's going. Yes, the prose is quite good on this. So that's why I think you need to check it out.
I'm in.
All right. So, I mean, I recognize some of these names.
Yeah.
I didn't know The Record of a Spaceborne Feud by Becky Chambers or Space Opera by Catherine M. Valenti.
I know the author names, but I didn't know the books.
Well, yeah, and I didn't know. I know Mary Robinette Quall and Yoon Ha
By
Lee,
name.
Naomi Novik, and Rebecca Roanhorse, but
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Their novels.
Well, I did know Spinning Silver and Trail of Lightning.
Yeah.
So, you know, but from everything I've been reading, like, people are saying this is like the best fucking Hugo lineup in
Nice.
a long time.
Nice.
All right, so this one, a lot of people wouldn't focus on this, but I focused on this, and I didn't include everything, but it's the best graphic story. And I included the ones I cared about. So Monstrous Volume 3 got nominated. I've read Monstrous 1, and I have Monstrous 2. Monstrous is amazing. I haven't read 2 yet because I need to reread 1 before I read 2. And now that 3's out, I kind of been like, oh, well, 3's almost out. I'll just wait.
Yeah.
Saga, Volume 9.
Hey.
All right, Saga is amazing. And the last one is Paper Girls. So a lot of people might not, it's not as popular as Monstrous and Saga, but it is quite popular. And this is Volume 4. It's Brian K. Vaughan, again, so it's
He's
also
a monster.
Saga. Yeah. So what it's kind of been described to me as, it's a little bit like Stranger Things, but it's basically like four, I think it's like 4 young girls, like paper girls, get involved in a thing. So it's on my to get list. I think I'm going to wait and see if they come out with like a hardback omnibus of it, and then I'm going to jump on it. Best dramatic presentation, long form movies, basically. Okay, so I think I put everything on this list, but Annihilation.
Yeah.
Me and Tanya saw that.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. It was real fucky at the end.
Yeah.
But in a good way.
Yeah. Avengers: Affinity War. Have y'all both seen
Yeah,
that?
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that.
Spoilers, God. Black Panther.
That was really good.
A Quiet Place.
That was really good too.
Yeah.
I heard really good things about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was really good. That was definitely a movie that I'm glad that we went and saw during a matinee on like a fucking Thursday
So that it
when
was
there
quiet.
was
Yeah.
no one there. Well, actually, there was 2 people behind us, and they were eating popcorn at the beginning.
Yeah,
and
it was
I thought
so
that I was going to have to
It
turn
was
around
so
and
quiet
murder a
you could
person.
hear them eating the popcorn, and it got touch and go there for a minute.
Yeah, but they realized and stopped also.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like, bitch, I can hear every squeak of that popcorn against your teeth. I will
Yeah.
murder you.
Which is a kind of a nail scratching kind of sound.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Anyway, but yeah, really good movie so far.
All right, so last one is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Which apparently should win all of the things.
I never saw it.
So I haven't
I haven't
seen it, but I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but
but-
good things.
yeah.
Oh, and, sorry, that was next to last. The last thing, which I think I'm the only one that's seen, is Sorry to Bother You, written by Boots Riley, written and directed by
I
Boots
wanted
Riley.
to see that.
It was good. It was really good.
I think I
And
remember the
So the premise
trailer.
behind it is young black guy starts working for a telemarketing company, and they basically, like, he's not making money, and so he starts using his quote unquote white voice, and
Yeah.
so then he starts racking up sales, and then it goes into like a weird, it's considered sci-fi. I would consider it sci-fi. It goes in a weird direction, but it was really good. I mean, I personally would pick A Quiet Place, but Sorry to Bother You would get my second.
I've it's one of those things where I have heard so many good things from people that are generally sticks in the mud about Enter the Spider-Verse
Yeah.
that I can't imagine that, like, stick in the mud people who don't enjoy anything being like, this is the greatest movie that has come out in the past like
Nice.
5 years.
It
is the best thing.
The weird thing is, I didn't see anything about that movie till it was already out.
Yeah.
Like
Really? I saw some.
Well, now, to be fair though, I probably did, but I tend to tune out most superhero stuff.
My thing is, I saw it, but it's because I follow a whole bunch of reactors who all love comic book stuff.
Yeah.
So when the trailer originally came out, they were like, yo, Spider-Man animated movie. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, this looks amazing. Because the main character is Miles Morales, who is the best. So.
Yeah. So here's a weird thing. So best fan cast. We weren't on there.
What?
We're too young. It's
We were in the window of eligibility. So
Well, we'll be there next year.
I thought that was weird. So
Yikes.
wait, hold on.
Hugo voters,
You're on notice.
You get
You're on
you get
notice.
you get a pass this year.
yeah.
I'm
But
feeling
next year-
benevolent.
next year.
Here's what it was, guys. Is they had to give somebody else the opportunity.
Because we were
Yeah.
such a shoe-in. They're like, it's kind
Gotta
of like
keep-
watching Alabama football. You know they're going to win, so they had to let us sit out
Yeah.
so that
Blech.
other people can win.
Yeah.
I don't like Alabama football. It's why it's boring.
Blech.
Like anytime they play, it's like great,
Face.
super. They're going to win, whatever.
Face is boring.
Go,
Except for when they
let's go
lose.
outside and mow the grass.
Roll Tide.
Like
Um,
literally anything.
Speaking of
Y'all are done.
that, Auburn
Auburn!
plays tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Final
So
Four.
I'm leaving here to go to my brother's wedding, and apparently people have like this week been like, "Hey, sorry, we're not going to make the wedding because the wedding is during the Auburn game."
100%.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But
that's
to-
definitely
but, well,
a.
here's
They've
the thing-
never been to the Final
But
Four
here's the thing,
before.
though: why would you want Auburn fans at your wedding anyway?
Get out.
Yikes.
So
Yikes.
yeah.
You are actively using.
Hey, our number one fan is brand ambassador Ryan.
It doesn't
And
matter. He's a
got
Kiwi.
me. He's got me with Roll Tide. I
He's a
heard
Kiwi.
it. I
He's a
heard
Kiwi.
it.
All I'm saying is you are actively using you are using Auburn electricity right now.
Am I? The lights off. I don't know.
I will come over there and turn that
Please.
laptop off
That's
right
fair.
now.
Ladies,
fair.
ladies.
Okay. So
Your sports balls teams are great.
So this was kind of neat. This is
TSM.
Yes.
so this is the first year that they got a new award. It's the Lodestar Award for Best Young Adult Book.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other kind of award that they do that's not a Hugo, it's the John W. Campbell Award for Best New Writer. I did put all the nominees here. Catherine Arden, it was her second year of eligibility. S.A. Chakraborty, City of Brass, which I've got going to read soon. Second year of eligibility. R.F. Kang, Kong,
Poppy War.
Poppy War. Jeanette NG. The last name is NG.
Okay.
I don't know. All right, Veena Jaimin Prasad. We did a short story of hers on the podcast.
Which one?
Veena Jaimin Prasad.
You don't remember what short story it was?
No.
No. It was one this year, though.
It's gonna bug me.
I recognize the name.
And then Rivers Solomon, second year of eligibility. They were all second year of eligibility except for R.F. Kong.
Yeah. But that Poppy War.
Also, neat thing that people were excited about. They have a category for, I guess, like website-y type stuff or something like that, and a fan fiction, like the most popular like fan fiction website won. So the
I have a soft place in my heart for.
the joke
fiction,
is that they're all Hugo winners now. All these fan fiction guys are Hugo.
That's
winners.
amazing.
Oh.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I thought that was cool.
I'd put it on my resume.
You damn right.
So I have 9 Fox Gambit now.
All right, good. Yeah, I just started reading for people who to kind of give the premise behind it here. What makes this world so cool is how this world or this empire works. Is they have their own special calendar, and everyone believes in the calendar. Has to believe the calendar. It's heretical to not believe in the calendar, and because they all believe in this calendar, it allows them to do exotic, almost magical stuff. Like they have sciences based on the number system of this calendar, and it allows them to do what they call exotics. And so, like the opening scene is this person is the main character is the captain of an infantry company, and they are attacking a place that has a weather generating weapon that like generates storms. It's like can kill people instantly, and so she tells all her troops. They're trained to do these special formations. Like they learn like over 100 different formations. And so she's like, all right, everyone, assume Penn's fan. And that effect lessens weather. So like these lethal weather attacks are lessened against them because they've assumed this
They're
fan
standing in
move.
a different stance.
Yeah. But also because this machine is based on heretical technology, it's not as effective against it because the heretical tech is based on a different calendar. So it's
Some metaphysics shit.
it's weird but really cool. The guy who wrote it, Yoon Lee, is that the name? Yeah, Yoon Lee. It apparently has like a master's or doctoral in like math. So like math is part of it. So like the commander's like on the fly doing math to generate what's going to be the best formation to battle this. It's cool. It's like it sounds weird, but when you read it, it's so cool. So
I'll be the judge of that.
yeah, but yeah. So
Yeah.
we got time. It's Poetry Month.
It's National Poetry Month.
Yeah,
It's April.
I know you said you had a shorter and a longer.
I do. I have a shorter one.
Well, I mean, we got. All right. Our tech problems continue.
Yay,
So
technology.
there is a little glitch of the matrix there.
Glitcherino.
So
A glitchadoodle.
wow.
I'm gonna
Okay.
need you to stop that.
Yeah.
We
All
had
right.
this conversation.
So
Oopsie-doodle.
we're gonna try and get through this quickly in case the error happens again.
Okay.
So Tanya, what's our poem?
So this is called Television, and it's by Roald Dahl. The most important thing we've learned so far as children are concerned is never, never, never let them near your television set. Or better still, just don't install the idiotic thing at all. In almost every house we've seen... Oh, shit. Womp. Can I restart?
No.
In almost every house we've been, we've seen them gaping at the screen. They loll and slop and lounge about and stare until their eyes pop out. Last week in someone's house, we saw a dozen eyeballs on the floor. They sit and stare and sit until they're hypnotized by it, until they're absolutely drunk with all that shocking, ghastly junk. And yes, we know it keeps them still. They don't climb on the windowsill. They never fight or kick or punch, and they leave you free to cook the lunch and wash the dishes in the sink. But did you ever stop to wonder just exactly what this does to your beloved tot? It rots the sense in the head. It kills imagination dead. It clogs and clutters up the mind. It makes a child so dull and blind he can no longer understand a fantasy, a fairyland. His brain becomes as soft as cheese. His powers of thinking rust and freeze. He cannot think, he only sees. All right, you'll cry. All right, you'll say. But if we take the set away, what shall we do to entertain our darling children? Please explain. We'll answer this by asking you what used the darling children's to do, what used they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented. Have you forgotten? Don't you know? We'll say it very loud and slow. They used to read. They'd read and read and read and read and then proceed to read some more. Great Scott, gadzooks, half their lives were reading books. The nursery shelves held books galore. Books cluttered up the nursery floor. In the bedroom, by the bed, more books were waiting to be read. Such wondrous, fine, fantastic tales of dragons, gypsies, queens, and whales, and treasure islands and distant shores where smugglers rowed with muffled oars, and pirates wearing purple pants, and sailing ships, and elephants, and cannibals crouching round the pot, stirring away at something hot. It smells so good. What can it be? Good gracious, it's Penelope. The younger ones had Beatrix Potter with Mr. Todd, the dirty rotter, and Squirrel Nutkin, Pigling Bland, and Miss Tinkle Winkle, and just how the camel got his hump, and how the monkey lost his rump, and Mr. Toad, and bless my soul, there's Mr. Rat and Mr. Mole. Oh, books, what books they used to know, these children living long ago. So please, oh please, we beg, we pray, go throw your TV set away, and in its place you can install a lovely bookshelf on the wall. Then fill the shelves with lots of books, ignoring all the dirty looks, the screams and yells, the bites, the kicks, and children hitting you with sticks. Fear not, because we promise you that in about a week or two of having nothing else to do, they'll now begin to feel the need of having something to read. And once they start, oh boy, you'll watch the slowly growing joy that fills their hearts. They'll grow so keen, they'll wonder what they'd ever seen in that ridiculous machine, that nauseating, foul, unclean, repulsive television screen. And later, each and every kid will love you more for what you did.
Nice. I want purple pants is the real takeaway.
Yeah,
from that.
purple pirate pants.
Look,
Purple pirate pants.
if we're gonna stand against big razor propaganda, I feel like we should also note that was some big book propaganda. I mean, let's be real here.
I'm all about big book, though.
I am about big book,
I like
too.
big books, and I cannot lie.
Anyway.
Actually, no, big books kind of make me
No, they has. I was about to say that I love them, but
no, I saw that as I was looking around. I'm like, I like it. It's a little long, but
Yeah.
great, good Scott, great Scott.
Great green
Gad
gobs of
guts.
greasy, grimy gopher guts.
Yeah, great gobs of greasy, grimy gopher
my
guts,
God.
mutilated monkey meat, something.
Little Brady wordy feet, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So that. Oh, we didn't do our snap.
Oh yeah. Poetry snaps.
I hate that.
There was a girl I worked with who, like, instead of clapping in the morning meeting, she would like jazz snap.
That makes me so angry.
I didn't like her anyway, and that just helped. It just helped.
All right. So,
Okay.
as you open the mailbox of your coming week, I hope that it is filled with
Not
delightful letters and, meaningful notes penned from friends, and that the blessing of the beard will be upon you.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Books, Beards, Booze. Our co-hosts are Bob, Derek, and Tanya. Our producer is Bob. For more information, visit our website, booksbeardsbooze.com. Follow our social media at Tales by Bob. If you enjoyed this podcast, please rate, subscribe, and share. Okay, bye.